Hello, Slam Jammers. It's been a little minute since we caught up, and what can I say? We've been busy. Colin's blown out his knee, Ty won gold in paddle, and my wife popped out a kid. On today's show, we're going to recap the PPA MLP event that went down on the Gold Coast, our hometown, where the Southeast Asia Surge were triumphant. We're going to be talking about who were the standouts during the tournament, how the hell Coach K not only went as courtside MC, but also taking a shot in the commentary booth alongside me. What went down when Coach K and I played against seven-time US Open champ and Brisbane breaker Kyle Yates, as well as new Western Vipers star Shelby Bates, who joined us all the way from
USA, greatest country in the world.
We've also got People Who segment. We'll be previewing the next PPA MLP stop in Vietnam. And we've locked in the date for Slam Jam 2024, the best goddamn tournament in Australia, with some exciting details to share with you about what you can expect there. So let's get into it.
Slam Jam with Coach K, tell you now. Whipping up the court, bringing the rhythm and mad fun. Learning, playing, and laughing, we never stop. Pickleball podcast, taking it to the top. To the top. Dropping knowledge.
Coach K in the building. Welcome, my friend.
Yeah, good to be back. It has been a while. We've seen some amazing games of pickleball, especially here on our home territory. Can't wait to dig in about all those games and let everyone know about the exciting Slam Jam event we got coming up.
Mate, first things first, tell me about your knee. What's happened?
Right, it's called a bucket-handled tear on my meniscus. Only professional athletes get it. And looks like I have scheduled in some surgery on the 8th of October, and I'll be out for 6 weeks. But hopefully by summertime 2025, I'll be back ready to go.
What does that mean for the grudgy?
Yeah, I don't know. I've never done a knee before.
We need to get the calendar out, and we need to do some color coding and figure out when is your window of coming back. Because I'm worried here.
I know. I mean, imagine Ty is all the way in Bali playing paddle. He's out. He's not even a pickler anymore. And now I'm about to be sidelined for 6 weeks. But you know me. It's tough to keep me off those courts.
Well, I saw you actually the other day.
You shouldn't have not been playing.
That'll be coming up in People Who actually a little later on. But we did see you wearing the Doc Martin knee brace.
Yes, he's inspired me.
Yeah.
I think he's inspired a nation with that.
And you did execute an Ernie. So, I mean, there's plenty of dog in you, eh?
There's still a bit of dog. It's tough. My mind says don't, but then my body just says go for it.
Love that, mate. Love that. And on the other end, the cable connecting Australia to Indonesia via Bali, it's none other than Ty Eater all day.
What's happening, boys? What's happening, Slam Jam fam? It is good to be back, although not in the flesh. I will say my view is far superior to yours, and my tan is probably the best it's ever been.
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe?
Prove it.
What do you think?
You know, you look a bit more red than brown, to be quite fair, mate. But I mean, yeah, we expect that you'll have a pretty decent tan. You're coming back though. You're back on the 1st of October, yeah?
I am. Yeah. No, I'm actually really looking forward to it. I got to get this paddleness out of me and get back into the pickleball scene. I'm super stoked, and I've actually, you know how we all have, like everyone has multiple pickleball chats. I've kind of tuned back into those. I'm trying to see what's going on with our little crew, who's winning games, who's playing well. So I'm feeling like I'm ready to get back in, man. I just miss everyone.
Well, you have been playing a little pickleball in the last 3, 4, 5 days, haven't you? Because right now the tournament over there is happening in Bali. Tell us a little bit more about your next couple of days, please.
World Championships.
Mm-hmm.
So,
defending a title or not?
Okay, so yes, we are defending the plus 35 World Championship, and so that was much anticipated, which is interesting when you walk into the Sanur La Liga. And they had this red carpet roped off. And I noticed people walking around it. And as I try to walk around it as well, they said, no, Mr. Etrell, this is for you because you were the plus 35 world champion. So obviously high hopes. They had a bit of dry ice as well as I entered the arena, which was really cool. So obviously I was feeling really, really good about it. And I was eliminated from that tournament within about 35 minutes.
Oh, how many games did you play?
We played 4.
In 35
and I
minutes?
Think the most, yeah, and I think it might have been an hour and 35.
Okay, that's a big difference.
And I think and I think 4 was about the most points that were scored on my end, man. But it is, I will say, Jan Poppy has done an awesome job. The courts are great, Poppy. And it is super hot there. So, but in Bali nonetheless.
Yeah. I remember I vowed when we played that game with you, me, Vish, and Tiak, who's over there. Have you bumped into her since you've been there?
I sure did.
Yeah.
I absolutely sure have.
Awesome.
Yeah,
yeah. Far out, man. It was too hot for me. I vowed I would never come and play in this tournament, and I'm so glad I'm not playing this tournament because it just was so unbearably hot.
It is absolutely ridiculous, but I must pause you because it is always my pleasure, Sir Adam Hall, to introduce you as El Capitan, the CEO, founder, czar, lord of the mortgage broking world. Is that fair to say? From the Gold Coast Mortgage Brokers, it is our captain, Adam Hall.
Thank you very much.
Buddy,
I appreciate it.
First question. You had one kid,
yes.
our
beautiful
lovely
boy.
nephew. Yeah, we're talking about Caleb now, and now it's double the trouble. Talk to us about it, man. You're like 2 weeks in, right, bro?
Literally 2 weeks in with 2 kids, and it's equal parts awesome and daunting to think of the journey ahead, because 2 boys is going to be hectic. Caleb, he's 2.5. He's just full of energy at the moment, and good energy at that. But having 2 boys, wow, there's a lot to look forward to. We did speak early in the week about the fact that I had a little tumble on the electric bike that I was riding, and I had Caleb in front of me on the same bike, and we went completely over the handlebars and took a visit to the emergency department. Fortunately, Caleb was totally okay. He was wearing a helmet. Big lesson there was, make sure he was wearing the helmet, because the helmet's now got a huge crack through the front of it, because that's where the contact was. But fortunately, he came off really unscathed. And now we've got 2 discharge letters proudly displayed on the fridge for my lovely wife, Jess, to remind her of 3 days after she gave birth. We were back in hospital to do some checking.
That is awesome.
Now,
and blood alcohol level during the crash? Would you say?
Nah, it was a Monday. It was a Monday.
No. I still need to ask.
Nothing in the system. Bloody the lip of a path. Gold Coast City Council have got a strongly worded letter coming to them from my lawyer.
Now, have you already tried to look at your bike and figure out how you're going to fit 2 boys on it with you while you drive in the future, or is that impossible?
Nothing's impossible, Colin.
Okay.
I like the idea of having one of those like little trailers. Have you seen those like trailers that some
You
parents
attach
connect
up
to
the
the
back?
bike?
Yeah, that would be cool. I could do that with Moose.
Yes, you could.
Oh.
You could. Even a sidecar would be pretty rad, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah, those, I've actually looked into it. It's tough. They're expensive.
Yeah,
and they're
okay.
tough to get. Now, Ty, have you ever heard of the term father-son rule?
The father-son rule?
I could be incorrect, but in AFL, Adam, what is that rule?
So it's a really nice rule, but basically if your father played 100 games at a football club, then that football club, if you're good enough as the son, showing enough promise, enough talent to get drafted, then they have a priority to pick you over all the other teams. So a draft, obviously, you could get picked by any team. But when it's the father-son rule in play, because your father played 100 games at that club, they have a priority to pick you. So
that's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool, hey?
Because if, say, your son is the number 1 prospect and this team is the best team, so they'd be the last pick, they get priority on the number 1 prospect of the son.
Correct.
So where I'm going with this, is this Caleb and Leo going to be going to Bond University AFL? Surely you got 100 games.
Can we talk about the 100 games? I mean, I know this is a pickleball podcast and I'm so excited to talk pickleball, but just for a second, can Adam, and this would be a first for you. Can you just grace us with your all of your accolades? And if we need to edit this out, we can. And look, and this might be the next 2 hours and 15 minutes, guys. But for me, it's worth it. So why don't you just start from the beginning, mate?
Any trophy that you ever got.
Shut up, mate. I haven't even played 50 games at Bond.
Oh, but you used to go.
But I got two
Rock
premierships.
Beach.
I got two premierships in under 50 games. That's pretty red hot, isn't it? Actually, now that I say it out loud. If you're also asking, Ty, I was once in a team which included Buddy Franklin, probably the best
goal
player
scorer? I
of
wouldn't say best
our
player.
generation.
He's up there.
Okay.
He's a Hall of Famer.
I shouldn't say was once in a team. He was in my team. Buddy Franklin was in my team.
He's lucky that he had you.
So is he like the Sarah Burr of footy or something? Or
Yeah. Yep. And then some. And
you
then
need
some,
to put it
actually.
so I can understand.
I'm
Then some.
I'm thinking like the Kyle Yates. He's the Kyle Yates.
Oh.
Yeah, the Bud.
Right, okay.
Once upon a time, Big Kurt Tippett was talking about introducing him to pickleball, and it just hasn't happened. And Tippo hasn't come back since his hip either. Kurt Tippett,
That's
of course,
true.
former Adelaide Crow, my team, and then he went on to the Swans, and now he's back living on the Gold Coast. We have to get him back over the Gold Coast. He was handy.
He was handy. What he can use that length. He could pretty much, with that yoga background and AFL background, he could touch the net without being in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Now, just to do a real slight pivot to talk about fucking pickleball, you had mentioned Kyle Yates. I haven't met him, but I think you guys know him pretty well.
I feel like we do.
And I'm sad I haven't met him yet, but what's the go?
Well, mate, believe it or not, we got a message from Kyle himself to have a hit, and naively I thought, he doesn't actually think we're any good, does he? But he knew that we're just out there having a laugh. So him and Shelby Bates, who also flew over from the States to participate in MLP, they hit us up, and we obviously accepted, and we went down to Currumbin Courts, and we played a couple of games where we mixed it up, all partners. First partnership, I went with Kyle, and then second partnership, I went with Shelby, and then the third one, it was me and Colin versus those two. And mate, we were up. We played best of 15, by the way, in the last game. We were up 12-4, I think, or 12-5. And I didn't think that we were going to win. But then the other side of me was like, how can we not win? We only have to score 3 freaking points. But we had so much bloody fun, didn't we, Colin?
Yeah, that was the highlight of my pickle career. They're just
so down to earth.
They're down to earth. They had a couple beers with us. They definitely didn't play their hardest in the beginning.
Until it mattered.
Until maybe Adam started talking a bit of
mattered.
smack, and then next thing you know, the intensity got up. But I got a dirty little Ernie on Shelby to finish one of the games.
Did, but she got me
There you
with
go.
fucking
Hey,
nasty
whoa,
Nelson.
Lindsay's listening, mate.
Yeah, she knows what that means. We're safe here.
But how do you think we actually went, Colin?
I think, well, you were lobbing, which I've never seen you do so often and so effectively. Like, you were going back left corner over Shelby majority of the times. And then Kyle's, he always gets there. But when he would then turn around and smack it right over the line where you'd have plenty of court to choose from.
I was just scared. I was like, I'm out of options here.
I thought we were playing paddle.
Well, I was like, I'm not going to speed it up at Kyle. I don't even want to go to cross court to Shelby, so fuck it. I'm going over them. And I went over them like 4 or 5 times, and it just put them all the way back, didn't it?
Yeah.
And it actually gave me confidence that the great Mike Newell was on the sidelines.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
funny because Mike called me when we were going to the game, and I just said, you got any last words of advice? And he's like, what are you talking about? I said, me and Colin are going to play Kyle and Shelby. And he's like, I just dropped off my brother at the airport. I'll come watch. And sure enough, he came watch. And you brought a buddy along. So we had like a little support crew. It was actually, mate, it was like one of the just most serendipitous, you might need to look that up, serendipitous moments of our lives, I think.
Hang on, we're just looking up what that means.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to spell it on Google.
But you also took them paddleboarding?
Yeah,
You started really befriending them.
I know. I gave him some recommendations where to go in Byron, because that's always like whenever I have mates that come over from the States and they visit me, Byron's a quick, easy getaway.
We need to post your extensive list.
It's massive. Wait
he's
till you
got-
see my Sydney list.
You've got one of the best must-do lists for Byron. We're going to have to post it.
All right, I'll be, and everyone could share that to friends. So, anyways, they went down there. Then when they came back, we had a Currumbin paddleboard session with the moose came out and let them float around, and had a lot of fun at the beach. And we just tried to localize them. And as an American, I know coming into this country, not knowing anyone, don't have transportation, it's nice that someone can, help you out and show you local areas that you normally wouldn't see.
I love that. Hey, Ty, what's your favorite thing to do when you're in Bali? Like food, drink, beach? Like what do you do? Just give us a little insight.
My favorite thing to do, right now it's playing paddle. It is definitely
in
my
Byron.
favorite thing to do.
In Byron Bay.
Byron.
We're talking about
I'm
Byron.
sorry. I thought you said Bali.
No.
Bali.
Playing golf
You
Okay.
play-
golf.
where do you play golf down there?
for sure. Yeah, there's the Bali golf. Shit, Byron Bay. Sorry, the Byron Bay Golf Club. There's actually two down there. There's another one called Tevin, which isn't too far away,
Yeah, that's a
and
town,
Ocean
isn't it?
Shores.
Mm.
Yeah.
I've always been a big fan of bay leaf for breakfast, if anyone's asking. The bakery.
Have you been to Masan, the bakery? Masan.
No.
It's in the Stone and Wood area, industrial area. You know who put me onto it is Shawnee Collins. And
Wait,
it's
I
amazing.
thought I took you there.
Yeah, but he put you onto it, then you put us onto it. So I'm just going to the first source.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Join the dots.
Okay.
Well, are you claiming it?
Okay.
Yeah, you're the one that said I got a text and from Sean, and he recommends we go here. And then we went there, and we both agree it was amazing.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
What about you? What's your
My go-to?
yeah?
I mean, you got to do the lighthouse, obviously.
Yeah.
That's kind of, everyone wants the photo. And it's whale season. You get to see the whales as well. That was pretty cool. But if it's just the boys, you might see me standing on some tables at Cheeky Monkeys.
Oh, hello.
Doing some disco
Mm,
dancing.
Yeah, that is one of the darkest nightclubs I've ever been in.
Yeah.
In the daytime, you can't even see inside that joint.
Oh, don't ever sit on
True.
those tables because so many feet have been pounded and danced on those things.
What about you, Adam?
Well, like I said, Bay Leaf is a really good place for like brekkie and coffee, but I love Treehouse.
Yeah, but I like how you
Treehouse?
went to
Oh,
like
Treehouse.
Brekkie.
I took my friends there. Yeah, that
Yeah.
place is great.
It's near Shawnee's like beachfront mansion.
They've redone the furniture a bit. It used to be all scatter plot of just like stuff from Vinny's. They still have a bit of that, but now they actually have matching
Making
tables and
money.
chairs. Yeah, I guess they're making
Maybe
some money.
making money.
It gives me some Bali vibes there. It's all
Yeah.
trees and
There's always a DJ.
DJ.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, pizza was really good.
Who wants to tell our fabulous friends, fans, and followers about Slam Jam 2024? I think Colin Kugler. You should do it.
I mean, I'm pretty excited about it. We are back finally. Happy to announce it. There was some back and forth with the venue. We have been blacklisted from Currumbin.
Let's talk about the reasons why.
Yeah, let's
We'll be
really
back in an
shove it
hour
up
and a
and
half.
Should we get into
Yeah,
that? Because
We'll be back in an hour and a half if you want to edit this part out with a list of violations.
yeah, apparently people don't like it when other people provide free alcohol. To people who paid to be at a tournament.
Yeah.
Nothing happened negatively. No one, got a DUI, anything. It was all managed
No.
well. But some people
And-
want their cut of the share, and
I feel like it was well, fun police.
But also like, don't most pickleball tournaments have keg stand competitions as well? Like, when did this not become okay?
I will
That's
say,
sarcasm.
yeah, that's
You
sarcasm.
know they don't. There's only one tournament, boys. There's only one tournament
right.
that
I
is
will-
the best goddamn tournament in Australia, and that's Slam Jam.
That is Slam Jam.
That-
I
that
do
is
have
right.
a reliable source, though, at last Slam Jam. This reliable source said that Ty went into the Currumbin bar and invited random bar people who are looking to enjoy to come across the street.
Patrons.
Patrons saying, why are you paying money at this bar when you could just walk across the street and get free alcohol?
and we probably had a meeting the next day. It was like, listen, man, we really got to control just who comes in drinking.
Yeah, and then they're like, who has their RSA?
yeah. Oh, man. I think was it, Adam, wasn't it like your
Wedding day.
It was your wedding.
Yeah.
I came back with a suit on.
Yeah.
Hammered.
Oh, man. I've had now 2 separate slam jams rudely interrupted by my life. One.
You did it to yourself.
No, I said life, not wife either. But the last one was the wife. Getting married one time, and then Caleb was born, a couple of days before. Actually, the Saturday morning of Slam Jam that he was born, and ended up making it on the Sunday, I think.
Yeah,
it was.
you did come in the next day. Well, that's enough about last Slam Jams. Let's talk about this one coming up.
Let's talk about the categories. What do we got?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have mixed doubles. We're going to have gender doubles. They're our locked and loaded. We don't do singles. There'll be different age groups as well as open division.
Yep.
Mikey Newell, Amigo number 4, he's going to be all over it as TD, aka the tournament director. He's organising how the registration process will go, and we're actually looking to steer away from pickleball brackets and embrace the new Swish app, boys. So can't register just right now.
But hopefully by the time we have this podcast up, you'll be able to find the link in our bio.
Yeah, so make sure you keep an eye out. Make sure you keep an eye out. Have a look in our bio right now because it may very well be live, but you will certainly be the first to know on all our social channels, Facebook, Instagram, and email list. Ty, you're all over that email list.
Yeah, but we also have we have the Facebook group as well, not just our page. There's a group called Slam Jam.
And we haven't even told them about the new division that we're going to actually include this year.
Special event.
Because we are at KDV, and that beautiful ground has a few paddle options. We got tennis courts, we got pickleball courts, we have paddle courts. We are going to introduce the first ever paddle triathlon.
Oh, baby.
This is going to be an event. Now, it is going to be first come, first all. I think we're going to max out.
There's limited spots.
I
think we're capping it out at 48, and I think
24
half the
teams,
field,
48 players,
half the field is going to be invitation. So it's very limited at that point. But, yeah, you're right, Colin. It's going to be a very special event in capturing 3 different racket sports.
Yes.
That's going to be so much fun.
That's going to be awesome. And it's going to be on the night that we're going to have our players.
Saturday night,
the December 7th. It'll be our players' party night. So we'll be having a bit of drinks at the paddle area.
Of drinks?
Yeah.
Is that what you call 3 hours of unlimited drinks? Bit.
We'll see how we go. Now,
Yeah.
the big decision a lot of people are going to have to determine if they want to play in the paddle triathlon is while that event is going, we're also going to be having a beer pong event. And you can't do both. You have to pick one or the other. So
where will you be?
I'll be at beer pong because I actually have a chance for that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I know. I think you'd definitely be. You'd probably be like the Armand Bhatia of
Beer pong.
Of beer pong. I'd say. Oh my God! I can't believe I. Okay, guys. Yesterday at Bali Sanur, Armand came up and tapped me on the shoulder. I turned around and said, "Oh, hey, Armand," and he was talking to some guys. He goes, "Hey, I heard you were playing paddle now," and I said, "Yeah." So here I go. I'm stoked because there might be something that with a paddle that I could even be in the same breath as him. He goes, "Ty, I really want to play. Let's play." And I said, "Yeah, of course. Yeah, we'll play." Because, of course, the courts that I'm at are 40 minutes away. And he goes, "There's a court right behind us. We should go play." So now I'm obviously getting a little bit nervous. And then he says, "Yeah, I brought India's national team here with me." I'm like, "Paddle?"
For pickle or
and he's like,
sorry.
"Paddle." He brought some paddle guys. And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know, Armand. I kind of went into my shell. Actually, I told him we would play, but there was no way I would play with him. I was feeling very confident about my paddle game, but he would just destroy. Anyway, that was my story. Oh my God! First of all, Adam,
That story had
it was building.
Listen, no.
Mate, hang on. That story had a beginning and a middle. That's it.
Yeah, that was it. But no, that
You
was
made
it.
me
But
use
let
my new fancy buttons.
Okay, that was what I was gonna say.
That button was perfect for
did
that
I do
story.
it because of that? But Adam just got a new toy, and I feel like before I even started that story, you were like,
Oh,
I'm
his
using a
finger
button.
was
I'm
hovering
using a
over
button.
it.
I'm using a button.
I was kind of like halfway through. I'm like, he's telling us the same information. He's already told us. I don't think he's got an ending here, Colin. And I was like,
I didn't.
am I going to be pressing this button? Mm-hmm. Anyway, yeah, cool, man. I was just surprised. I was thinking it was going to be Aman tapped me on the shoulder and just like pumped you up big time. You're that guy from the podcast. You're a celebrity, rah rah. But he just wanted to play paddle with you.
Has that happened to you? I mean, you're a commentator now on the MLP.
Yeah, no, it hasn't happened to me.
I mean, we had Kyle and Shelby ask us to play pickle. I mean, it's just
they did ask us. We can show the DM. We can actually screenshot it and post it. People don't believe us. Yeah, that's a different vibe.
different vibe. We actually
When you're
went through with
invited,
it.
yeah, when you're invited instead of asking, yeah.
And
I
just
feel like a chick, you know,
now,
because wanted versus wanting.
Now, Ty, what is the vibe at the World Championships right now? I mean, obviously, I'm not there. Vish isn't there. Is it? Yeah, go ahead.
I will certainly tell you that when people see me, they say, "Hey, where's your buddy, the big American guy?" They literally say that.
I mean,
like by anyone who kind of knows me. And they kind of don't know your name, but they like, "Where's your buddy?" Like, you two are always together. So there's been that happening.
You missed.
I will say I signed a lot of kids' T-shirts last time I was there. Like, they asked for my signature, and I think my Instagram count went up by like 23 followers.
Yeah, and what divisions were you dominating last year?
Intermediate, advance.
I love that.
Are you sure there was an advance on the end of that? Are you sure?
I think it was just too long. Maybe it's Intermediate A, but it stood for advance. Or was it Division A?
Division A of intermediate.
I got to say that the talent is unbelievable.
Year on year, it's just getting better and better.
If I was Gordon, I would say it was sensational.
Yeah.
It just seems like when we first played in that event 2 years ago, there was teams that, you'd play and just by the warm up, you'd know they were a walkthrough. It just feels like everybody is damn talented now. Like, and the game is fast. These, like, especially the Southeast Asian teams, you would think they'd be like kind of into dinking, but they are just like these vicious warriors who absolutely want to murder the ball. I mean, some of the serves they were hitting were just big, man. Like I said, it was too fast for me.
Seen any of those Gen 3s being played over there?
That's the new EULA.
The Gen 3 is the old one.
The 2.99s?
I'm not sure.
I've actually got another soundbite for that. Remember when Colin said this?
Is his paddle unlaminated, maybe? Adam has way too much time on his hands with a newborn child going deep in the archives of podcasts to find that.
Let me play that again. Yeah, I'll play it again. You said this on the Katie Hart episode when we were talking about how hard Aman Bhatia hits.
I'm glad it made an impact. Is his paddle unlaminated, maybe? Unlimited.
Wow.
Unlaminated.
Okay.
Delaminated, unlaminated.
Bro,
it's the same thing.
Listen, I want to know, and I think the viewers want to know, do I have a button or did I not make the button list?
I haven't found a soundbite for you just yet because I
actually
only pulled this out yesterday and I went to bed at 1 a.m. boys.
Oh, wow.
We're loading up is what I had.
Wow.
So, yeah, anyway. let's get back on topic. So yeah, Slam Jam, the tournament, it's going to be happening at KDV December 7th and 8th of December. We're going to have the same categories as we always do, but we're going to have that special event. We're going to have 3 hours of complimentary drinks. We're going to have beer pong tournament. We're going to have live music. It's going to be excellent. And Colin, you've got one more thing to do?
I just want to let everyone know I went deep into my college days scrapbook of drinks that I used to make, and we'll be bringing back some jungle juice. It'll be a big esky, a little bit of you'll find out, and it will get you going.
Wow. I think the hotel across the road might have some bookings coming their way because there's going to be a lot of drinking.
And we're working on a new logo, so merch will be coming out, some new T-shirts. Me and our boy Schwartz are working together Sweaty Schwartz on a new project. And D-Still, the brand that has always provided us the best glassware when it comes to our trophies, we are collaborating on a potential new style trophy for everybody.
New trophies? Geez, we just give things away. We just give things away. Let's talk price point. We haven't really set one.
No, I don't think.
But I'm prepared to say, Colin,
$1,000 a person?
It will be under $100.
Okay.
This tournament will be under $100. Asterix, if you sign up for 2 events, is that going to tip people over $100?
Potentially, because we're also going to try to get California Tacos Catering on board to cater.
Damn, I like that.
So if that comes, that's
Delicious.
including food for everyone. We will need to get a little bit higher with the price point.
But as far as the tournament goes, to have music while you play the tournament, to have 3 hours of free complimentary alcohol, an extra event, beer pong, like it's still an absolute freaking bargain.
Absolutely.
So look forward to it, guys. And we're actually also looking at maybe doing a corporate event on the Friday, Colin. So if you're a business and you'd like to maybe put your staff into the world of pickleball because you know that you're addicted and you'd like to try to have some, water cooler chat about the great game of pickleball, hit us up on our email or in our DMs. Our email is slamjamthepodcast@gmail.com. If you've got a business that you might want to be a part of the corporate event, we're actually going to be doing it on the Friday before the Slam Jam tournaments. That would be the 6th of December. We're just gaining some interest now before we confirm that it's going ahead. But put up your hand if you'd like to. Now, I want to get into people who we hate the things that these people do. I don't know if you boys have got any people who's, but I've got 4.
Oh God,
I've got 4.
I've got 1.
Okay, I'll kick us off.
Okay.
You have to.
I had 3, but then Colin, he did something so rookie, Ty. So rookie. Actually, you've done something this rookie before, but he did it with 2 people instead of 1. So, obviously, that one time you brought the dog walker to that tournament. Unfortunately, he just, he had a few hits and he played okay. Colin brought literal first timers to the new Swish tournament that is happening over 4 consecutive Saturdays. He brought them down to the second week of that. And in your defense, and you can say it for yourself.
Oh, yeah.
It was a numbers thing, I believe.
Correct.
But let me just paint this picture for you all. We're all on the warm-up court. There's about 16 blokes out there ready to go. Colin's over on another court. And we're warming up, dinking, and we can hear Colin go, so there's this thing called a double bounce rule. And we all just put our hands in our head and go, oh my God, they're that much of a beginner. So people who bring beginners to a tournament day, Colin Kugler.
Yeah, just in my defense, I lied to my friends. I did not tell them that it was intermediate. I said, you guys want to play pickleball? If they would have known everyone there was intermediate, they would have not came. So that's one lie. The reason
Anytime you say, start a sentence with saying, in my defense, I lied, that's just a man owning up right there.
And the reason in the chat, it said we need another team and we need one extra person to partner with someone. So I said, all right, I can be that extra person. Even though they're calling me Mr. Hobbles right now with my knee, I will go and be that extra person. And then, boom, you have a new team, my 2 mates. So it all worked out with the numbers. And that was the main reason. But then I was quite funny I was training them, and then when I went to go introduce them to everyone, I was like, "Oh yeah, this is their second time playing," and then both go, "Yeah, the first was just a second ago over there at that court."
Oh my God!
All right, your heart. I knew your heart was in the right place. It was a numbers thing, but yeah,
that is funny.
I don't think you should do that again.
No.
I'll go another one, Ty. We're seeing a lot of purpose-built indoor facilities, aren't we, boys?
Absolutely.
One of our contacts, Go Pickle, who we've done some promo work for. They've just recently opened up in Western Sydney, and they're actually having an official opening on the same day that we're doing our Slam Jam tournament, which is December 7th. So we're not going to be there for the grand opening. However, we do still intend on doing something and getting down there. But there's a number of indoor facilities, and what my people who is people who build a purpose-built indoor facility and then put temporary nets up. I can't stand it. I want you to cement that freaking post in and get a thick net cord. Don't give me that flimsy crap.
It's a lot coming from like the future ambassador for this court.
I told Shah he was going to get a mention, but it's not only his court. It's that Level Up Pickleball in Melbourne. They're on notice.
Okay.
You know, they're actually the only ones. Have you seen that new one, Pickle Palace, I think it is, in Melbourne? That looks really good, actually.
No.
Really?
Yeah, that looks really good.
But I will say I've come across a potential site. If we can, with all the listeners'
empty
money,
out our pockets.
if everyone, we could do a GoFundMe. Have you ever been to Barbecue Bazaar in Burleigh?
Ooh, Colin, good idea.
That place is now up for sale.
Oh.
And it's got
a
hood.
Roof?
It's got a roof. It's got an outdoor section, indoor section. It's got like a little bar section. If all of our 232 listeners put in, I don't know, $10,
40,000 each.
start somewhere.
Yeah,
And if they reach out to their friends, anyways, that I have my eyes on that site. I've even
I love it.
put it forward to MLP, and they also are looking at that site. So
They're about
I
to
love
cut you
that.
out too.
yeah,
Congrats.
but now that it's on record, we're good.
Checkmate, MLP.
Yeah, bro, that's a cracking site. Okay, so I got a people who,
Let us
because it happened yesterday. So you know when you're like in a tournament setting and you know you finish your round, and so you always go up to like your buddies or whatever, and you go, "Hey, how'd you go?" Right? You know that thing, right? You kind of want to know what's going on in the tournament, and so how'd you go? And they start by saying, "Well, we were 8-2 up." You know what I mean? And then eventually they say how they lost.
Yeah.
You know, and then they say how they lost. It's kind of like, we already know the ending there. You're going to say, well, we were 8-2 up, and then we ended up 11-2 up. That's never the way it ends. You know what I mean? It's always that they came back. So if you, just start by saying, yeah, we lost. But can I tell you what happened? And then most likely I'd say, no, I'm out of here.
I support this one. It makes a lot of sense. I feel like I'm literally about to do it.
Thank God, man, because I saw your finger moving, because I can see only you on camera. I saw your finger moving. I go, dang, I'm gonna get buzzed twice here.
I'm just seeing what I've got at my disposal. It was a late night. I forgot what I loaded up.
There's no clapping or anyone that you got for me.
I've got applause. There is applause.
You do deserve it, but
thank you.
Now that we're going around the table, I've thought about a people who.
Oh, good. On the fly, people who love
on the
it.
fly. So people who.
I'm going to put my finger on the applause.
Yeah, people who you're in a game, right? You're 2 against 2 doubles, and you're maybe 7 points in. Say it's 7-5, whatever it is. And it's a tight game, and you want to win. And then next thing you know, someone who's watching, a spectator, calls a foot fault. And I go, you're calling a foot foul 10 points into this thing. Have you been doing it all game, or are you just doing it now? So people who have been spectating and then decide to become a referee.
Can I add a layer to that? Like, has this recently happened, or is this?
It happened when we were playing Kyle and Shelby, and Mike
it's gotta be
says
Mike
foot
Newell.
fault.
I said
Yeah,
that's a Mike
it
Newell
was
thing.
definitely
I'll
a
say
Mike
that's a
Newell
Mike
thing.
Newell thing.
Like, I appreciate it, but you got to tell me in the beginning you're going to be calling.
Yeah, you're going to be
these things.
refereeing. I was going to be getting at like if that person was clearly on someone's side, i.e., boyfriend, girlfriend of your opponents, right? That's a freaking no-no.
That's a no-no. But he was a mutual
Yeah.
spectator, now,
But he would've-
now referee.
He would have liked to brown nose up to Kyle and Shelby. He's thinking, I'm going to put some clinics on. I'm going to make $10 per head. If I get 100 people, that's $1,000. Cha-ching.
And then the GoFundMe page
Yeah.
for our new pickleball facility.
Well, I've got
You got a couple more,
I
yeah.
got another people who. My next people who is, you know, when people get a podium photo and they take their paddle up and they place their medal in front of their paddle.
Mhm.
Now, I'm okay with that, barely. I think it's still a bit, you're a bit of a wanker if you do it. But I've noticed this trend where people will actually like push the paddle closer to the camera, like, hey, look at this medal. And I'm just wondering how obscene it's going to get. Like, are we going to see someone push like the medal so far up that it actually just like is in perfect like landscape flatness? Like, I think it's a bit of me time. I'm not about it. Particularly if you're there if you've got a bronze. Oh, you don't like that one?
What about
Sorry, my button's not working. Adam, I just think this is an issue of you not winning medals and just pure jealousy.
Oh, well, the last medal I wore was silver. Actually, where's my bag? I always travel with it.
I've got,
I know you do. I know you
got it over
I'm surprised you don't wear it during the podcast.
That was your cue to pull out the hardware, mate.
All right, one more people who get 2 paddle sponsorships in the same calendar year. And this is personal. This is against you, Gordon Watson. He's gone from standout to hustle in the same year, boys. And Slam Jam, we can't even get a paddle sponsor. What the bloody hell is going on?
Jeez, he's a paddle flip-flopper, isn't he?
Yeah. Stand out. More like sell out.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You know my jingle, stand up, stand out.
Oh, hang on. Did Adam just clap himself? Wait. Did
I
Adam
even
just
got the
clap
drum
himself?
roll.
Wait.
Oh,
Adam
wow.
just clapped himself.
So that's a
Wow.
serious
I feel
thing, though.
bad.
Why don't we have a paddle sponsorship?
I don't know.
We have a restaurant
that's because we're
sponsorship with
waiting.
California Tacos. We got a mortgage sponsorship. We
Yeah.
got an ECP pickleball sponsorship, but we don't have an actual paddle
Yeah.
sponsorship.
True.
I thought we were friends with people too.
Slam Jam the podcast at gmail.com. Submit your best offer. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get us. Like, otherwise we're just going to be freestyling. Don't make us actually do some R&D on the G spot.
You've heard my jingles. Just imagine the sponsorship. If we got that, what my jingle would be for that.
Agree, boys. Agree.
Gee,
We gotta get into the
Mate,
G
that is just a sentence I never thought would come out on a pickleball podcast.
All right, boys. Well, I think we've talked enough. Let's get into the PPA MLP recap. So it was the Southeast Asia Surge who beat the Fast Fours to win the final. They won it 3-1, taking out the women's doubles and the 2 mixed doubles encounters to win this tournament. Boys, the Southeast Asia Surge, what did you think?
Too good to be true.
Mate, they're so good, and that's what Marcel.
Yeah, Marcel Chan. He was the fucking man.
I
He's a dude,
weapon,
hey.
huh?
I have to
Mate,
say,
you got to meet him. Wait till you meet him in the
he's
flesh.
a legend.
He's so cool,
He
man.
went from, like, I was saying he was Happy Gilmore's caddy to now he is Happy Gilmore. Like, he is the main star, the main actor, and he has so much energy and such a nice guy. And, like, literally, he was the best on the court on that whole weekend.
Mate, he was hitting
lost
balls.
once.
Yeah, he was hitting balls around his back, tweeners.
Yes, he puts
he's-
on a show, man.
Yeah, man.
Does
He's
he got
awesome.
style? He's got style.
Oh, mate, he's got style, but he's got shots as well.
I feel like he'd be very good wingman.
Yeah.
He gives me that energy.
On the court, or are you just talking about
On and off. I think he had more
Also,
some aviators.
you gave me that
some-
look like you're talking about, like,
Yeah. Like, go to the
nightclub.
casino with that guy. He might play some blackjack with us. He might.
Colin, are you locking in your man crush for the whole season early? Like after one round? After one round.
I did get to interview him at the end of the tournament.
You don't want to give it some thought?
No.
Right.
But you bring up a really good point about Marcel Chan. You know, he played 8 games and his record was 7-1.
Yeah.
Like him and Leander are the number 1 ranked player after that tournament. They were just absolute beasts. I thought Leander boys played phenomenal in that final. It should be said that Pei, she was awarded the MVP and definitely a deserved winner there. But I think, you know, Leander he must have been so close. He must have been very, very close because his role that he played, particularly in the mixed doubles, was really, really good. But he actually went face-to-face with Lucas Pascoe across the net, and he came up trumps a fair few times to sort of tilt that match actually, no, I don't think they won that one. I think that's where they lost. My apologies. But he did perform really, really well when he was facing off against Pascoe in that gender doubles, but also when he did the mixed doubles. So, yeah. Actually, I've just realised that Marcel Chan was who he had to face off with Lucas Pascoe. So I've just cooked that.
And it actually turns out after a little bit of stalking, him and Fuck are like best friends.
Fook.
Yeah.
Mate, you should have seen it. We should also say we got the privilege of throwing a opening, welcoming player party on the Thursday night where we did have California Tacos supply all the players with some tacos, which was excellent.
Loved it.
We got to say a bit of a thank you to all the players, and I specifically got up there and said, "Now where's Fuck?" And everyone was kind of like, half people were laughing, and the other half people were like, "Oh my god, what did he just say?" But I said, "We need to clear this up. I've walked across glass so that no one else has to. How do you pronounce your name?" And he said it's Fook. So from now on, it's Fook. But he's a legend too.
Yeah, he seems to.
He's an absolute legend too.
Legend.
So yeah, that game, that final, yeah, that was red hot. It really, really was. And look, the Fast Force girls, Liz Trulock and Jamie Way, like they lost their matchup, but they had a huge tournament column and they won the PPA, the gender doubles, playing 5 or 6 games in. Mate, how bad was the heat on that weekend? Like Ty, it was Bali vibes in terms of the heat. It was so freaking hot. Unseasonably hot. And those girls, they had to play a long day on that Saturday.
Yeah, I will point out what I saw is they are the new Rose and Summer. Like last year, those 2 girls on their team were just too superior than all the other women's doubles. And now this year, these girls, they're taking over. And both of them went to university in the States. And I had a good conversation with both of them. They brought that collegiate atmosphere to this pickleball tournament. And it was fun to watch them.
Yeah, you make a good call there. I reckon they are exactly that. They are the Summer and the Rose from season 1 for sure. And like Liz True, like her backhand from the baseline is absolute weapon. Like I've never seen like a player who plays on that left-hand side with their forehand in the middle just leave so many balls. But Jamie Way is more than happy to just leave them from Liz Trulock because her backhand is just like, it's oomph straight over that net.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, I reckon playing together in the PPA only made their chemistry even stronger for the MLP.
Yeah. But they had to play a huge day. They would have played 5 games to win that final. They had to play 2 MLP matches because they had to play in the quarterfinals to make it through to a semi-final. So I feel like, they were just a bit too gassed. Sorry, a bit too gassed when it came to the actual final to win their matchup. But watch out for the Fast Fours, hey boys, because George Wall has got them humming, and Lucas Pascoe, he also played like a significant role. We're seeing like an improvement in Lucas Pascoe in terms of his like overall temperament to actually, I guess, figure out how to use all his strength and power to play with a bit more precision this season.
And
look, and he's coming off. He's not the number 1 pick anymore. He's settled in. He's had his first season. I think after season 1, he's maybe humbled a bit, and now he's just a good player in the pack. So he's probably just kind of stuck into his game versus his expectation of himself, right? Or maybe what he perceived that other people would have the expectation of him being the number one pick. I mean, that's a lot for a freaking, let's call it prepubescent boy.
Yeah, and I will say, having George, who is also a local guy, to be able to train with on a weekly basis, that's just going to benefit him more and more in that whole team. And we didn't talk about this earlier, but we did get invited to the day before the actual tournament. We got invited to Vish and Sarah need an extra 2 to play with. So we're like, oh yeah, we'll help you guys train for the tournament tomorrow. And we show up, and every court at KDV was booked by every professional about to play. And we're like, we are not needed here, guys. No. But we had a crack. We had a bit of fun.
You missed out again, Ty, on that. So you might know there's 4 brand new purpose-built pickleball courts plus the 3 at KDV that there always been, right? So, yeah, you just imagine it. You rock up, and it was just
thinking you'd have the own court to yourself.
Yeah.
Like, we'd be the only ones there.
Mate, you would have loved that hit. Such a shame that you weren't there, but that's obviously why I got the call up.
No, but yeah, back to the fast forwards. They're going to be in the top 3, definitely. Now, should we give a little shout out to the Glory?
Yeah, let's talk about the Glory.
Holy Glory! I mean, they put up a good fight. I unfortunately didn't get to see their matchup against the fast forwards. I think you potentially were commentating, Nick?
I was, yeah. Speaking of good fights, it probably wasn't a good fight. They got done 3-0.
But any of the games close that could have...
They were all pretty close, yeah. No, they were. And look, I just think at the end of the day that fast fours were just a bit too clinical in the way they went about it. Like, they had a pretty solid strategy, and that's them as a team as well. They're pretty quite unassuming. But Gold Coast Glory certainly... would put up a better performance, I reckon, second time round. And we're going to get into the Vietnam, and they actually play them in the first 2 rounds of Vietnam, so they get a redemption shot straight up. But yeah, that was a funny one because the Gold Coast Glory thought they would actually have the championship court, Colin, which was out of the sun.
Yes.
And then they actually got moved to the one in the sun.
They got moved because a player went to the director and requested it, I believe.
It's
roughly what my anonymous source told me.
Yes, I believe that's the case. But I think the right thing happened in the end from the point of the Southeast Asia Surge had the priority to get on that championship court because they finished at the top of the ladder.
Gotcha.
And Glory finished second.
But Glory was informed that they would, so they were to be underneath
and
the
they
shade.
thought they would have like a home court advantage.
Well, they do. They always do. What's their mascot that's there that...
Glorious.
The Glorious? Oh, that mascot is amazing.
Yeah,
with the noodles, just smacking them together.
Yeah.
He's dreamy.
He's built different.
He's built different. Mm-hmm. But I do think
definitely
with Glory, it's just going to take Sarah a bit of time to be playing together, get that chemistry. I mean, let's be honest. They made it to the semifinals. So they are in the cream of the crop. They just need to get over the line, a little bit more chemistry together. It was fun watching Vish and our boy Roman playing together. Roman, man.
He's a legend. I've been getting to know him so much more every time he comes out, and he's just such a pleasant guy. We need to get on the drink with him.
Yeah, we need to get him on the pod. He's just a good value. Like, he's more willing to know about us than we are about him. He's like, oh, what are you guys doing? Oh, tell us more.
Yeah.
Like, he's just open and loves a good barley pop. And man, his resets is just unbelievable. Like, just this soft touch just to get it back in, and then he'll be diving for balls. And then obviously Vish with the lefty. Like, them two were still working some things out, but they made it to the semis, and I think they're just going to get stronger as each tournament comes along.
And look, I just want to say, hey Vish, best friend Ty here. Look, buddy, I know we've been talking about Marcel, and look, and I know we've been talking about Fuck a fair bit, and Roman comes in as well, but you're our brother, man, and I know you're looking at the time. You go, wow, these guys are 8 minutes and 46 seconds in, and they haven't mentioned us. But just so you know, man, our love goes deep, and I'm just speaking on behalf of myself and the entire Slam Jam crew.
We share the love for the game, no room for shame.
How did you just give that to me? You didn't even know I had that up the sleeve.
I know, but I did say silent knowing there was something
Thanks.
good
I'm
coming.
going to say a big shout out to our friend Owen who made us our new intro song, and I've just sort of sliced it up, and I've actually put that under emo slam jam, the emo part from our song.
And
I got
Share
it.
our
Owen
love for the
every
Owen has
time
been-
Ty talks, just hover that finger over there.
I know, which is bullshit because I can't be there to smack your hand, so I have no idea it's coming. But
Hey, quick-
let's just say that Owen has been such an awesome sort of addition / support to the podcast, man.
Big
And,
shout
like,
out, Owen.
and what's his he's legend. I mean, legend. You didn't ask him to make our jingle, did you?
No, he just
did it.
Yeah, and he's made
That's
a
so
few others
cool.
since then, actually. So, yeah, big shout out to Owen. Boys, if we look at the actual ladder for all the teams, obviously we got the Surge at the top, the Fours who came in second place, but then we got the Vipers. Can you freaking believe the Vipers?
Vibes, baby.
They're third on the ladder. The whipping team from season 1, like, just could not win a game. Got trounced 0-4 at times. They're third on the ladder.
It's the coach.
No, it's the chemistry, man. Yeah, I reckon Andy does such a good job. Those two girls, they're resilient and their chemistry
And then
strong.
Ryan Henry.
And then you bring Ryan. He's a legend in his own right. I didn't realize his past history in tennis, being the juniors champ of Australia.
Yeah.
Oh.
Doubles juniors champ. I think under 16s.
16th, yeah. And that, I think he runs his tennis quarters in Sydney. And, like, man, he's very good. That was a great pickup by Andy. And I think him and Andy and him are working really well together. And then Amelia and Shelby. I mean, that is great drafting by Andy. And we always gave him some smack last year. And now we need to give him some praise.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I'm so pleased for Andy to have sort of like this turnaround in team and performance, and starting to actually, I guess, really enjoy his pickleball. I think a big part of it, mate, was actually Shelby. Like, Shelby's enthusiasm for the MLP format was on display. And look, let's be honest, she probably rubbed a few Australian players up the wrong way with the way she went about it. But ultimately, she's not only a player, but she's a cheerleader for her team.
Yeah, and a competitor. And I love it.
Competitor.
I love, she gets a point, throws up the fist, gives a little stare down. Yeah. Like,
She's got that.
She's
She's got
the
that.
Katie.
Use it.
Yeah.
Use it, Ty. She says, use it.
She's like the
Use it.
American
So use
version
it.
of Katie, I reckon.
Use it is like if you were to hit it into the net, it's a bit provocative. She's like saying, we'll use their mistake to like motivate you and to get momentum.
Wow.
And I love
Could
it
that
because
be a
like,
people who
or it could be. Yeah, I reckon. I mean, it could be, but I actually, this might be controversial for me because I'm normally a bit of a, I'm normally on the right side, aren't I? But I actually really like it because like the term use it isn't like you suck. It's like motivating. Yeah, I just love the way how it's actually motivating your team in a sort of a backhanded way. Like, use that mistake that you made against you. I really, really dig it. But I'll tell you someone who didn't dig it was George Wall.
Not a fan?
Oh, she gave the use it call, and George Wall just death stared her in their matchup. And I thought she was going to evaporate on the spot. So she was a goner.
RoboCop would
Yeah.
put her in line.
Oh, yeah, if looks could kill. And then we got the Glory in the 4th position, the Smash and the Breakers rounding out the top 6. So I guess, that's who's forming up the top end of the ladder at the moment, boys. And I guess it's been a little bit of a fall for grace from the Crocs at the moment. We've got, the Hustle, who've got the number 1 pick, Danielle Townsend. They're currently coming 9th. And we got the Mavs, boys. The Mavs, our friend Rose Van Reek. It's been a rocky start from her winning the championship title, winning 2 tournaments last year, and now she finds herself at the bottom of the ladder. And but look, there's 2 more tournaments to come, and I guess the only way is up for those teams at the bottom. But it looks like it's going to be a real race out of that top 6 at the moment.
can we get into some goss around like what happened to Wesley Gabrielson?
Oh, the Hoff.
Yeah.
Oh,
what
mate.
happened? Did
Mate.
you know? I actually don't know.
No, well, he went to hospital. He was in no good nick. He made it
Was
up
it
to
a
the Gold
drop
Coast.
bear that got him?
No, a drop bear. I heard he had bronchitis. Now, do you boys? I've actually loaded this up. Do you boys remember? There was a fire once, and this news reporter went out and they interviewed this woman to say, what was your recount of what happened? And she goes, I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that.
I don't know, but you need to put that
Do
on
you
the
remember
remote
this?
control.
It went viral.
Soundbite.
Hang on,
That gotta be a
I'm not going to
soundbite.
play it. This is an interview for the house owner after a
you do
fire.
have it.
After a fire went through her home.
One resident describes her horrifying experience when she first realized the complex was on fire.
Well, I woke up to go get me a cold pop, and then I thought somebody was barbecuing. I said, oh, Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Then I ran out. I didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Jesus. I ran for my life. And then the smoke got me. I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Can I just say? I actually thought that was a Colin Kugler post 8 beers soundbite. He literally, that is his alter ego after 8 beers.
Yeah, he does have like a Marge Simpson type voice, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I'm more of like a New Orleans. Yeah, that is my girl right there. Oh, Lord, there was a fire. I felt it deep in my lungs.
But yeah, Wesley Gabrielson, he had bronchitis, boys, and ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't got no one. Hey, but to be honest, it opened up an amazing story.
Oh, tell it, please, Colin.
I
'cause
feel
had
like
this
you
on my
would be
run
better.
sheet.
I feel like you'd be better at telling it because you were definitely commentating during it.
Well, what happened was we had Kyle Yates and we had the Hoff. We had Wesley Gabrielson. They were going to partner up in the PPA gender doubles. And obviously when Wes Gabrielson got bronchitis, he's out.
And I thought I had a chance.
And I thought you had a chance, actually. I really, really did. I thought, oh, well.
I just took him out paddleboarding.
Yeah.
Kyle Yates were best mates.
And I was already like licking my lips at what your duper could rise to because I thought you could jag a number of games.
At least a couple. Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Anyway.
But I was too busy winning my intermediate pool play.
You had other fish to fry. Well, guess who stepped up? The coach of the Sydney Smash.
Pickle Prince.
The Pickle Prince. What's up, my people?
That might be. He needs to be on the team.
And, mate, they made it all the way to the final against Aman and Harsh. And they put up such a brilliant fight. Ultimately, unfortunately for them, Aman and Harsh won, and they very deserved winners. But for UV, I watched some of his games, Ty, and I mean, when you got Kyle Yates on one side and you've got UV on the other, you're not going to hit to Kyle. You're just going to target UV. But UV, time after time, man, he just absolutely, like, he took a hold of points. He defended. He reset. He finished points when he had to. Like, it wasn't like Kyle was taking real estate off him. UV had to, like, put up a fight. And for him to make it all the way through to the final, my hat's off to you, brother.
It just shows that he didn't get drafted,
so cool.
and he probably should have.
Well, he's still got the pedigree, doesn't he? He's still got the
Well,
pedigree.
he's a coach too.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Is he in the NPL? Is he playing NPL?
Yeah, he is. He's playing for one of the Melbourne teams. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm not
Yeah.
sure how he's going,
That
but
boy's
yeah.
a trendsetter.
But that was
Yeah.
yeah,
Do we
epic.
have any news on MLP or NPL? Is that what we do?
No, we don't have any news since
They're not
you
paying us yet.
you got drafted to a team, and I think you're the only the person ever that ever turned them down. I don't think any player has got drafted to a team and said, you know what? I don't feel like driving up just to play singles. So stuff ya.
I was expecting a whole lot more zeros, and it was only 0. And then no, I think I was coming to Bali as well. I wasn't going to make the finals had we made it or anything like that. But
Yeah.
no, anyway, but we don't have any because, well, I think one bit of news. Who do we have from the NPL that's actually made it now into the MLP?
That's a good question. You've got Andy. I didn't have to commentate her, so therefore I can't pronounce her last name. I think it's Dika Savage. My good friend Dylan Kimlin will be able to correct me on that one, but she's playing for the Crocs. And then I think we also have Rob Sterling. He was playing in the NPL last season, but I believe they're the only two. Actually, no, the young gun.
It was Zach. Wasn't Zach not also drafted in some respect?
Yeah, no, he didn't. He wasn't drafted to MLP, but he did play for the Mavericks. Big shout out to Zach. I met him for the first time. Literally just had time to shake his hand and say I'm going to be doing some commentating. Then got switched games, but he's had hip surgery, mate. So he's handed in his resignation somewhat of the captain for the NPL team that he had, which allowed him to actually go and play as a fill-in for the Melbourne Mavericks just before he had hip surgery. So big shout out to Zach Agrabovich, who's recovering from his hip surgery.
One thing, just to get back onto MLP to point out, is the two teams had the number 1 and number 2 pick finished in the bottom 3.
Oh,
so it doesn't matter where your pick order is. It's just about finding the right chemistry and the right players. So Hustle had the number 1 pick and Mavericks had the number 2 pick, and both of them, Mavs finished in last place and Hustle finished in third to last place. So something to keep an eye on.
Big time. Nicola Schumann, actually, for the Brisbane Breakers tie, she was the third player that's come out of NPL. She's only 17.
She's here in Bali, actually. Yeah, I think she's here in Bali, actually. I saw her warming up yesterday.
Mate, she's lovely, but very, very shy. So definitely go up and
teach her a
yourself.
shoey. Yeah, teach her how to do a shoey.
Yeah, no, I offered her a beer bong, but respectfully, and it was declined. That's okay.
I also want to, just looking at the player rankings list, I also want to probably give a little shout out for Harsh Mehta, who's actually playing for the Crocs. He's number 6 on the list. He only played 4 games because they didn't make it into finals, the Crocs, but didn't lose a game. Undefeated. So yeah, he
did his job.
He's every bit of the hype that we've heard, boys.
Yeah. Well, obviously, we've already shouted out Marcel Chan. He finished number 1, followed by Leander, number 2. And then you got Pei, number 3, followed by we'll call her Shay. Yeah, let's just call her Shay.
I don't even think it's it, but
I just want to quickly shout out 1, 2, 3, 4. In 5th, we got our boy Lucas Pasco. So our local Gold Coast boy is in the top 5.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah, well, and look, if you take this list and then we come up with some mathematic formulation to include age, this is sitting at number 1. He's currently right around number Brown Daddy. He's sitting around like a 7th or something like that. So there was some formulation that we can come up with if you gave us some more time. We would show you exactly why he's the number 1 player.
Yeah, he's definitely number 1 in our hearts, and I have to say thank you to Vish, because now that he's sponsored by Stand Up, Stand Out, he had some leftover pickleball gear that he no longer needed and hand me down to me. So now I have a pickleball bag that I do not feel good enough to be walking around the courts with, but I will be. You'll be seeing my new branded bag.
Nice. We're just going to take a quick short break now for a word from our sponsor. In pickleball, you need a few things to win matches: a good partner, a good strategy, and the right shot selection. I'm Adam, your local mortgage broker. When it comes to your home loan, selecting the right lender is key to putting you on a winning strategy. With over 30 different lenders, I'm confident we're the right partner for you. If you want to discuss your current interest rate or your next home loan, then reach out to the Gold Coast Mortgage Broker today. Your bank won't tell you about a lower interest rate, but we will. Boys, hot in the kitchen. Have you got a pick after watching that first tournament on the GC for season 2? Who are you thinking is hot in the kitchen? It could be a whole team. It could be an individual player. Depends how big your balls are, really. If you want to put an individual player on blast, good luck to you. But Yeah, I think it's probably pretty easy to sort of think about, players and teams. All you have to do is probably look at the bottom, say, four teams.
I'm just going to stick to mine. So leading up to this Gold Coast tournament, I put the Crocs hot in the kitchen. Obviously, they finished first last year, so they're going to have a lot of pressure on them to get back into the podium. Where did they finish?
Fifth?
8th place. Yeah. So they finished in 8th. I don't mind that, but it's their time to keep crawling up, and I'm going to keep them hot in the kitchen until they break the top 5.
Well, it'll be interesting. I mean, we just mentioned Harsh, obviously, undefeated. So obviously they've got a great player there. Ultimately, they can't have been very far off, to be honest, Colin, in making probably a semi-final, I would have thought. Just looking at their actual matches on the Friday, they were playing against the Aces. That one went to a dream breaker, and they lost 3-2, unfortunately. So that could have gone either way realistically, yep. Right? And then they played the Vipers, and that went to a dream break. That went to a dream breaker as well. So they played in the mix. They played in 2 bloody dream breakers, and not come up trump. So, realistically, we could be talking about them being well and truly in the top 6. They could have finished where the Vipers did in reality. I think they're a watch for sure. Potentially, they're not going to finish as low as maybe others think. I think my hot in the kitchen is going to be the Stars. Yeah, Jay Grewal, Daniel Moore. Yeah. You're going to pile in on Daniel Moore. This might be your chance, Ty.
Maybe it wasn't your fault that you didn't win Slam Jam.
You've got history. We know that much. Michaela Hayat and then Tadpole. I actually commentated on one of their matches on Saturday evening where they played against the Fours. Unfortunately, they got, the result, the scoreboard doesn't look pretty. It's 0-4. The Fours obviously were in great form, went all the way to the final. But, worrying signs, I think, for the Stars. Challenging season 1 and a challenging start for season 2. So hot in the kitchen would be the Southern Stars for me.
Well, along those lines, man, and this is easy because you hate to just go straight to the bottom and pick on someone. Although we had no problem doing that with Andy last season because he's just he's our boy, so he took it well. But my hot in the kitchen is definitely, and this is a guy that we all like because damn it, he's so nice. Is Aaron Blitz. He when you have 2 bad seasons in a row as the captain and you get up towards the top of the draft, you have to start wondering, what has to change, and am I going to be captain in season 3, and how long? Again, we're still new in professional pickleball in Australia, so at what point does that sort of sunset? You know what I mean? Is it, hey, I'm not just an automatic captain because I have a bit of history behind me, as we've seen with our good friend Wesley Vine, based on my former accolades. And Blitzy, by the way, was absolutely the most dominant player that side of the country. And now, you're sort of kind of nowhere to be seen, and that's a little bit hot in the kitchen.
This also might be a low blow, but when you pick a wedding over your pickleball tournament as a captain, what does that say about you as a captain? And now that I say that, I totally would have went to that wedding.
Jeez, I would have gone to the wedding 100%.
Got punched when you said that too.
A little bit of a low blow. I don't fault you, Aaron. Everyone loves a good party.
Jump up and shout, yeah. Jump up and shout,
no.
But that was a little bit of a loophole trying to find a... Yeah. But I see where you're coming with that. That's a fair shout there, Ty.
I just think that like these captain seats, man, dude, I mean, you're starting to see, I'm starting to see this talent. People they know about MLP, like just a random group of guys from Bali, they know the teams, they know the captains, and it's just picking up so much steam. I'm seeing some amazing, incredible players here who now, That's their goal. They want to play MLP Australia. So this talent's going to come through. How long can you just sit there and just be like, I'm captain because I'm captain? And then if you are a former captain, would you be picked? How quickly can you just your name be erased because the freaking talent that's coming through now? Even some of the best, Kyle Yates, for example, he's former number 1 man.
Yeah, look, you make up some interesting points with the Mavericks there. Look, they got beaten the first round by the Breakers, the Kyle Yates Breakers. Young Nicola Schumann, she played a standout match in that one. Look, that was not a bad start, I didn't think, but then they really struggled actually on the Saturday. They got completely wiped on the scoreboard when you look at it 0-4. But look, a couple of those matches were very, very close. They could have actually done 2-2 and gone to a dream breaker, but potentially some act-react decisions probably weren't done correctly in hindsight. So what do you got?
You can't figure it out. It won't go back in.
There you go. Sorry, I'm just technical difficulties on Colin Kugler's headphones after the big friendly giant Shane Richardson just absolutely smoked him. But yeah, interesting points, boys. Well, look, I think that probably wraps it up for the Gold Coast tournament. It was certainly good to be back, wasn't it, boys? And you actually got a little cameo in the commentary booth, didn't you?
Yeah,
Saturday night.
Man, you are awesome at that, by the way. You were very good. Mm-hmm. You held my hand through that whole thing. I will say there were some times I wanted to say stuff, but you kept going. I'm like, guess
I got to create space.
You got to create space. And I will say that it's tough it takes a little bit to feel out your partner. And pickleball, points done, grab the ball onto the serve. You have 6 seconds to add your little tidbit that you want to add in.
You do. I've actually timed it. It's roughly, on average, it's about 12 seconds, which, there's so many points to get played, and 12 seconds all adds up when you count the amount of points. But
then if you want to go back and forth with your mate,
you don't have much time, really, do you? Sometimes it's literally you're saying something like, and great backhand there by Colin Kugler, and then you stop so that there's enough time for you to say something, but you've got, double the amount of time that I had, but that's still not much, right? So it's
Colin, you did really well. Adam, of course, you're just like a force, man. You
trying my hardest, boys.
You were literally born for that role. But I heard, and I couldn't see it because obviously I wasn't there, but I heard the MC was epic. I heard there was some court announcements, entrance stuff that Colin Kugler was doing.
Yeah, DJ Coco
He's
Butters.
Like the hype man.
Yeah.
He was like the hype man.
How did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was good. I wish I would have got 2 days out of it. I wish I would have got all my little flaws out Saturday and then really put my heart into it Sunday. But Sunday I'm just happy for the opportunity. Sunday was my first time doing it. I feel like I could do a little bit better. I feel like I might have overplanned. I had a lot of things that I wanted to say that sometimes in the spur of the moment, you don't really get a chance to say those things. But I had the most fun when it was Kyle Yates and I think a nice gentleman in the crowd. And then who was he playing? Was it Fook? He was playing on the other side.
Exactly.
Yes, against another participant in the crowd. And I really got to, it felt like Slam Jam.
It was the exhibition match.
It was the
para exhibition match.
Absolutely. And that felt like Slam Jam to me, where I can kind of talk midpoint, have a bit of fun. With the MC, and I was just trying to be buttoned up and as professional as possible. But I think the more opportunities that I do get with it, it'll be that much more passion and fun, and it'll just come more natural.
I reckon you were very good considering you was the first go, and I would have actually also liked to have seen you have a crack on Saturday to warm up for Sunday, because I do think you would have been so awesome. You were very good. Some really nichey stuff. We've already commented. You had a very niche Seinfeld reference, Ty, where somebody dinked the ball into the net and he said,
"No soup for you."
Yeah, and that net said, "No soup for you." And I was like, my brain was struggling to compute how that made any freaking sense. And I said, "Did you just say no soup for you?" And then I thought about it, is that a Seinfeld reference? And he goes, "Yeah, I know my crowd. Look at them. They're all 60.
I got to play it in my crowd, baby. I'm glad you got it.
I will say it has been an absolute honor starting this podcast with you guys, starting this Slam Jam tournament. Adam, watching you make a name for yourself in professional pickleball as a legendary commentator.
Too
Colin,
soon, but
obviously,
trying my hardest.
Everybody loves literally Coach K, and that's how you've got that name for yourself, and that's all because we have the viewership, which is growing. We're still waiting on that paddle sponsor, but hey, that's probably not too far away.
I'm going to check my
but I gotta
emails when we
say,
get off. I reckon it's in there now.
It has been an absolute ride from that very first day we said, hey, maybe we should start a tournament. And then Colin says, yeah, where you can booze. And that's literally the genesis of what this has become. So I wanted to say very grateful for you both. This has been a lot of fun so far.
And we cannot forget Mike Newell.
Yeah, Mikey.
And Mikey Newell. Yeah.
Big shout out to him.
We wouldn't have a freaking tournament without him. We'd
exactly.
We would have had complaints, not a tournament, because we would have been like, we would have got, hey, everyone, we've got this cool idea. Give us your money. We're going to get some drinks and we're going to play pickleball. And then it would have been the most chaotic tournament ever where there was just no one playing anyone in their division. It would have been like, I don't know, Doc would have been playing freaking me in singles, and he would have dominated me with his 2 knee braces. I know that much.
Yeah, so just wanted to make sure we get Mike's name out there. But after the tournament, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's actually a few pickleball power couples that's formed.
Oh, this is one of your favorite segments. And why don't you bring us on in with the season 2 pickleball power couples?
Well, obviously the MVP that I believe was the MVP, Marcel Chan. Mm-hmm. He
could have anyone.
He blew up.
Yeah,
he blew up socially.
Yeah,
and there is a young singer that he has been caught on TMZ on a date with in Vietnam already.
Oh, tell us more.
Her name is Dua Lipa.
Oh, Dua Lipa.
Wow. Do you know her?
No, I thought that was a gymnastics maneuver.
She is very famous, but now they're dating, so that's good for them. Do we have applause for them at all?
Let me go back and booyaka sha.
Boom! Congratulations, Marcel Chan. Now, our new friend Shelby Bates.
Oh,
she was over here. There was an actor that was actually filming the same time she was here. And now apparently they've been seen drinking a few coffees together. Ryan Gosling.
Wow. These are very nice.
I got 2 more. Our boy Kyle Watnall. Good looking dude. I got to meet him in person. Good looking, taller than I thought. Nice guy. I didn't know he likes a little flavor because he got caught dating Beyonce.
I don't have a soundbite, but I do have that's appropriate. But this one is just one I can throw in.
If you're a asswipe, no one's going to pick you.
Remember when Katie said that?
That's so good. All right, last one.
Beyonce picked Kyle, so suck it.
Yeah, last one to round it off. Our boy who went to the emergency room, Wesley Gabelson. Apparently, he didn't have bronchitis. He was out with Dolly Parton.
Oh, working 9 to 5. Takes to make a living.
And that wraps up pickleball power couples.
Wow, that is exquisite as always, Colin. We'll be having to keep an eye. I'm going to ask some hard questions of those individuals and just find out a little bit more about how things are going. Well, that's going to wrap us up for the recap of the Gold Coast tournament. Boys, I've got another little surprise. You heard the news clip of her name is Sweet Brown talking about the incident. Then the internet, boys, the internet comes and takes over. So I'm going to play for you. We're going to play it out, the remix version of Sweet Brown's news clip. Thank you very much.
I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Then I ran out. I didn't grab no shoes or nothing. Jesus, I ran for my life. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody
Nobody's
got
seeing
time for
Adam's
that.
dance moves right now. They are on fire.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Jesus, 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 it's a fire. Oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire.
All right.
Jesus, 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 Jesus.
Okay.
This podcast has got no time left. All right.
This is all because of you, Hoff.
Yeah.
If you didn't get bronchitis, people wouldn't have to listen to this.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody got time for
I'm
that.
glad I brought him back up in pickleball power couple so you can really launch this.
Wow.
This is unplanned
Adam,
by us, but
that-
totally
those
planned by
are-
Adam.
Those are dad moves. Wow. I can't see Colin. I can only see you, and those were dad dance moves.
Yeah.
Wow.
I would be lying if I said I have now heard that for double-digit times because I listened to it probably 5 years ago, and it was really great to reacquaint myself. All right,
Oh, wow.
let's get into the preview for Vietnam. Hey, what do you say about that? So, boys, on the 17th and 20th of October, second stop of season 2 is going to be over in Vietnam, a new destination to host MLP and the PPA event. And if we look at the MLP boys, Friday is shaping up to be some bloody awesome, shall I say, matchups. One of the ones I want to talk to you about is probably the matchup, the Glory versus the Fours. The Glory are looking for a bit of redemption after getting absolutely trounced in their semi-final. 3-0. What do we think the response could be from the Glory? Can they get it done against the Fours? What do you reckon, Ty?
Man, honestly, yeah, I was actually talking about to Vish about this exact same matchup, and he just feels that I don't know. He actually mentioned a little bit of nerves the first time, so I think now that they're settled in, I think him and I mean, how partial are we, right? But I think I'm expecting a far different outcome this time.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I think realistically, Vish and Roman will have to, I guess, figure out what their style is going to be, because I feel like, George came in with a game plan and Lucas Pascoe just followed, and he did it so well. So, yeah, ultimately, I would expect that, with the experience that Vish and Roman have in age and especially Roman playing at high levels. He's in some form at the moment too. He's just posted a few pictures over the weekend of him holding trophy, and he's standing in P1. So
Instagram rockstar, social media.
He's looking good.
And I will say that Roman is definitely going to be the X factor in at least that gender matchup, because you got to remember these boys, George, Lucas, and Vish, I mean, they play together a lot. You start to kind of know tendencies, and those three know each other really well versus Roman. Of course, they've seen him in MLP matchups, but not in the day-to-day play that these guys have sort of seen. So I think Roman's definitely going to be the X factor, but I am certainly expecting a different outcome this time. Yeah,
I wonder where the results are really going to change. We in their matchup, we saw, they only played the 3 games. They obviously played the 2 gender and then 1 mixed, and the Fours won all 3. Where do you think, Colin, the Glory can pick up, a couple of wins and hopefully 3 wins for their sake to actually defeat the Fours? Or do you reckon they can scramble into a dream breaker? And then how do they actually go there?
I mean, I think they're going to get their points on the mixed doubles. I think the boys have the best chance out of gender doubles to win out of the women, just because the Fours women are just so strong.
Jamie.
They're just going to be so good. So I think it's going to be a tough matchup for double
Can I
Sarahs.
throw a spanner in the works? We did hear from our that Liz Trueluck might or will not be getting to Vietnam to play for the Fours, and there's a replacement, which is Isha, who played for the Breakers. So it's going to, by the sounds, be Isha and Jamie
Okay.
Did you leak?
It's a reliable source.
Did you leak?
Oh,
You better
Did you just
bleep that
leak?
out.
I didn't know we were in the cone of silence, boys. I'm so
my
sorry.
If you're
Gosh.
a asswipe, no one's going to pick you.
I feel I'm just going to.
You're gonna need to bleep
just
that
know.
out. Yeah, well, that changes everything.
yeah.
In that
Yeah.
that case, yeah, the Glory should be able to run away with it, especially with the mixed doubles. I do think the men's match up well. Now the women's will match up a little bit better, and the mixed doubles will be a great matchup. So, moving forward, we never name a reliable source.
Okay.
Shame on you.
But
Especially when it's
so
we don't want
sorry.
him to be the talk of town.
so that's a good recap of obviously that banger of a game, Glory and Force. The one that I really want to point out is the Vipers in Smash. Now, you have Amelia playing her old team.
Good point.
So she knows the tendencies of Mitch. They're always mixed doubles partners, and she'll definitely want to win that game. I do think the women will probably win. I feel like Amelia and Shelby Bates are also a great force. But the boys of Mitch and Joey, they're just too formidable. They are a great duo. So I believe they'll win the men's, and then it's just up to mix. I think it's going to be a 3-1 or a 2-3, hopefully a dream breaker. But what are you thinking, Adam, when you see that matchup?
I reckon there's some really, really interesting matchups when we look at the gender doubles. I think the women's is going to be the closest. And look, I think Zhao Yi and Selena Trajulia can actually take it right up to Amelia and Shelby.
Okay.
I really, really do. Selena was really solid in her first outing. I think she's actually also come from NPL. Actually, Ty. So, yeah, she was really, really impressive, especially in singles. I think in the PPA, she actually got a bronze medal, and she might have actually beat Shelby to get it from memory.
Wow. Okay.
But yeah, so yeah, I wouldn't rule out that gender doubles match going in the Smash's favour. And look, it's probably not as fait accompli as you think in the men's either. I know that Joey Wild and Mitch Hargraves are a formidable pairing. Certainly one of the scariest pairings. When the draft happened, we all thought, holy crap, who's going to beat them? But look, Andy and Ryan Henry, they performed really, really well. And I think they're playing on a bit of adrenaline, to be honest, boys. And if they can get some momentum in their favour, I think that one could be a really, really good matchup. So look, who knows? You could have the Vipers winning both the gender doubles matchups straight up, sort of not being the hot favourites. And then the mixed is anyone's guess from there.
Absolutely. And by the way, hey, just a cool thing, man. Shout out to our boy Joey Wild. He came off of a Hong Kong win, and then he flew right back to Australia to be on the Today Show with Kyle Stefanovic.
Yeah.
Man, how cool is that?
That might be on my social media rock star.
Oh, no.
Saturday,
Everything's just getting taken
Whoops.
down from Colin.
Whoops.
But yeah, that was
I thought
awesome.
That was super cool.
What was that anchor that he was? You would know him. He's the local.
Kyle Stefanovic.
Yeah,
Carl.
it's Carl.
Carl.
He's a legend. That guy. He's
Yeah.
been around since I moved here about 10 years ago.
Yeah,
He's the best.
He's been Campus Wallace.
Oh,
He's had a few sessions at the old
Did
Campus
he?
Wallace Carl Stefanovic. Yeah, what a dungeon of a place to go if you're a big dog from Sydney on
Well, that's
half a
probably why you
mil
go
a
to the
year on a
dungeon.
mil.
how
Yeah.
did Campus Wallace get a shout out on this pickleball
Campus
podcast?
Wallace, my favourite go-to at Campus Wallace is the cloudy apple juice and Sailor Jerry.
Oh, okay.
A very masculine cocktail, I like to think of it as. So if you're ever at Campus Wallace in Nobby's Beach, get the Sailor Jerry's with the cloudy apple juice. Anyway, back on task.
Now-
Yeah, look, Vipers are smash.
Yeah.
I reckon it could go anyway. I'm going to say, let's go Vipers. I want to see them make another final. Funny story, I remember going up to Andy after they made it through successfully to finals, and I said, Horridge, what the fuck are you doing in finals? And he joked, what sort of prize money did you get in finals? I've never been here. So, Andy, just keep shining, my
such a good
friend.
plug.
You're a legend.
It's
Should
so
we look
good,
forward to the Saturday matchups? There's going to be some blockbusters on the Friday, realistically. Saturday doesn't look like there's going to be really too many blockbusters. So one of the matchups I'm actually looking forward to for a talking point is the Mavericks versus the Crocs. This will be the first time that we see Rose going up against her old team, and she'll be going up her captain in Summer Dalabona. So that's going to be an interesting little matchup there. Will be interesting to see how Harsh goes, if he can continue on his winning ways.
Undefeated, yeah.
Realistically, I think here the Crocs, from where they currently sit on the ladder, if they're going to actually finish at the top come the end of season 2, they need to be going on to make the final at least here. So I realistically think the Crocs really need to make a statement in this game.
It'll also be interesting to see Aaron Blitz and Wesley Gabelson play together, because last tournament they didn't.
Yeah.
What did he have again?
I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that.
So
play the whole song.
Nah, not the whole song. But anyways, that'll be good to see them. Obviously, it's going to take them some time to get their chemistry. Wes is in the States, Aaron's in Victoria, so this will be the first time. I imagine they might have attempted to play like a couple practice matches in the Gold Coast, but practice matches and tournament matches, totally different feeling. So I agree. That's going to be a great matchup. The one that I have my eye on is the Stars versus the Surge. Now, the Stars, as you know, Coach K had the responsibility and the privilege to coach the Stars last year. And I love good old Jay Greenwald, but his team did not perform in the Gold Coast, and this is going to be their opportunity. What better way to go from last place to then beat the number 1 team from last tournament? So I can't wait to see the Stars. I think they just needed that one tournament under their belt to find their chemistry, to work with each other, to see what's working, what mixed double matchups they want to stay with or potentially mix up. But there's no better way to get back on top of the ladder than beat the number 1 team that's on top of the ladder.
Well, that could be a very interesting call and a very interesting matchup. I think when we saw Daniel Moore actually playing on that Tuesday, the warm up where you were talking about it,
he was incredible
before. Yeah, he was incredibly sharp, and I think I asked him, how do you think your body's going to hold up? And he mentioned that he's doing so much coaching at the moment. He's basically on court for 8 hours a day, so he thought his body would hold up really well, and it did. But I was thoroughly impressed at I know that he's got the pedigree, and, he was one of the early pioneers playing so well in the US before he, relocated to Japan. But realistically, he doesn't get high quality hits and high quality tournaments where he's living at the moment, but he played really well. So he could just be getting better and better, Colin.
Yeah, and I mean, I've already sent a duper request to Sarah and Vish because me and Daniel Moore beat them on that Tuesday, and no words were spoken about that game ever again. That's why I'm bringing it up right here. Thank you, Daniel Moore, for that victory. And yes, there is a pending duper request in both of their outboxes.
Well, I mean, I would love to see the Stars climb up the ladder, and far out, if they could beat the Surge, that would be a big statement. On the other side, I think the Surge will be looking to, continue on a dominant way, and, looking at who they've got in round 1 in the Vietnam tournament, in the Breakers, that'll be a tough engagement. So it probably doesn't get much easier per se, but out of those 2 matchups on the Friday and Saturday, they're probably thinking the Stars will be the easier one. But let's go Stars. Let's go Jay.
Come on, Jay. You got this, my man.
Give them something. Now, so we look forward to that tournament, Colin. Obviously, 17th to the 20th of October over in Vietnam. It's going to be streamed on the YouTube, so that's going to be awesome. I'm not making it over to do the commentary for that one at short notice. We just couldn't make it work, and baby, etc. Would love to be over there, but I unfortunately won't be over there. So I'm going to be watching on the YouTube, and good luck to all players and the beloved commentary team as well.
Yeah, that MLP team, working with them, man, it's a good a good culture that the commish has built there, and the president. And I really enjoyed my experience there. And now that Adam's not available, I mean, I'm just sitting here waiting, about to have surgery, gonna have some free time up my sleeves. Let it be known. But we never preview a tournament without providing our predictions. And Adam, why don't you start us off? Who you think is going to win 2024 MLP Vietnam?
Oh, this is one on the fly, but it's a good one. It's a fair one. Just looking quickly, I guess, at the matchups. Who do I think has the softest draw looking at it? Interesting. Look, I think the fours may struggle without Liz Trueluck to actually win against the Glory on the Friday. But if they did, I think they could get through on the aces on the Saturday. So potentially they're up there. But let me throw in, could it be the Hustle, the number one pick, Danielle Townsend? Can they show a bit of grit in round one, knock off the Stars, and then they've got the Smash to contend with? That'll be a really hard matchup. But yeah, geez, it's so bloody hard to call. I'm gonna go. I don't know which way I'm gonna go.
Do you need some time? Because I'm ready.
I feel like I've got nothing. I'll just be guessing.
Wow.
Is it too soft to say the Surge? Stuff it like.
Oh, that's my guess. So I got my two. I think Surge, based on the matchups round one, round two, I'm going to say in the finals, championship match, Surge versus Smash.
Okay. I like that. That'd be a good final.
That'd be a very good final.
I'd like to see a Dreambreaker in the final. They're just so bloody exciting.
That was Sydney season 1 to start the whole MLP off.
Yeah.
Dreambreaker.
I mean, look, the Vipers, they've come up trumps twice in Dreambreakers. So if anyone's going to get there, I mean, you know what? Like the Vipers making it through to a final is not out of the realm of possibility. They made it all the way through to a semi-final. They were just one off. And they had to play a lot of pickleball to actually make it. You know, they had to play in the quarters onto the semi. They've had to play 2 Dreambreakers. So who knows? Maybe we'll be talking about Andy Horridge's Vipers after this one in the recap.
I hope so. Maybe we can call him in too.
Maybe. All right. We got any segments left over, my friend?
Yes, we always have some segments. This one I'm going to start off with is called Childhood Favorites. This segment, you get to pick one thing in your childhood that you really enjoyed that you didn't realize until you were a proper adult, and you look back at your childhood and you said, you know what? That was pretty cool. I'll start off. Light up shoes. Pretty cool. Walking around school, shoes in the bottom of your heels lighting up, different colors. People are looking at you. Oh, what's that? Lights are off, but I could do a tap dance and I could put light on in this room. So light up shoes is my number one.
Light up shoes. I'm going to go with what I feel is going to be agreeable across the board. Water parks. Water parks are still cool as an adult. Recently, when I was in Bali, we went to the only water park that's actually in Canggu at, where's that place called? The footy field. They've got the club on the beach, and then they've got the
Not
leisure.
Fins.
Fins, yeah,
Okay.
Fins. Fins have the water park place. And we took Caleb there, my 2-year-old, and obviously the colours, the bloody slides, it was all epic. And I actually really, really enjoyed it too, to be honest. So, yeah, water parks.
Nice. All right. I'm going to give you one more, and hopefully it'll give you enough time to think about another one. Childhood favorites. I'm going to go old school. Back when I was in school, teachers had the projector screens. They get the projector out. They turn off the lights. As they're kind of fiddle-faddling, getting their paperwork ready to teach us, a student would put some shadow fingers in the projector screen. Childhood favorites. Doesn't that just bring you back to just having a laugh at school? I was very good at doing a dragon. Very good.
Did it get a laugh?
It always got a laugh. Yeah, always got a laugh. This one always got the biggest laugh.
I love that. All right, I'm going to go with a food-related one. I've recently, and this has been all this week actually, but this week it hasn't been for at least, I don't know, 1 year, 2 years. Just vanilla ice cream and then 3 monumental scoops of Milo.
Oh.
And then that's not it. You don't just eat it like that. No. I mash. I basically create like a McFlurry with it. And it is the best. Like, this is all I did as a kid. I would just, and you know what's funny? When you mash it, it kind of looks smaller.
Yeah.
So the next time I just end up mounding that ice cream even more, which actually makes it then harder to put the Milo on because it just sort of goes out the bowl. But yeah,
I've never done that.
vanilla with Milo, but you've got to stir it into its own like
What's that ice cream shop where you put what you want and they
cold rock.
So you're pretty much doing your own cold rock.
Yeah.
You ever done it with Nutella?
Yeah, I put Nutella on vanilla ice cream often, but it's kind of like it sort of hits the ice cream and then like hardens like and sort of flops off, and it's too sticky. Like you either got to have the whole dollop with that scoop,
Yeah.
or none of it.
I'm going to try this Milo stuff.
Yeah, it's good.
But I
It's
didn't
good.
have it growing up.
Yeah, it's good. It's just like malty sort of chocolate. It's really,
Okay.
really good. I love it. Yeah.
Now that wraps up childhood favorites. Now we're on to everyone's favorite social media rock stars. These are our MLP players putting up some stuff on their socials that caught our attention that we definitely want to give them a shout out. I'm going to start off number 1, King of the Cooks. He is it King of the Cooks?
Kooks.
Kooks.
Yep.
King of the Cooks.
Cooks.
Yeah, you know, Captain Cook. He recently put up a cool Bali highlight of Sarah and Danny whooping some tail out in Bali, so that's always fun. The Pickle Prince. Now, I wasn't familiar with this video until you showed me him partying it down with Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
How cool.
That was very cool. And Vish, our brown daddy, he gave us the background intel. I think it was, he said that Yuvi was at I think it was top 3 richest families in India. One of their sons got married, spent like an obscene amount of money, like 100 million on the wedding.
On a wedding.
He was saying that all the groomsmen got like a 500K Rolex as like a gift, and then Bieber gets paid 10 mil to come and perform at the reception. And it looked like AI. The video looked like AI.
Pickle Prince got his hand over the shoulder
Yeah.
as Bieber. They look like they're best friends.
Yeah, and he was rocking it though, wasn't he?
Mate, that's what gets you social media rock star shout out. Another one was Jai, or I should say Jay. He had an awesome reel of the Franklin's headquarters that he visited.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was pretty cool. You don't think
Yeah.
about the actual headquarters of Franklin.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really like that one.
I really did too, actually. He looked pretty schmick there.
He did.
Yeah, he looked very well groomed, and you know, Jay reminds me. Well, not reminds me. He's got this very strong stature, very, very strong stature, particularly for an Indian man. And I think if you were to place him as a character in Street Fighter, he'd look pretty formidable. Like, he's fucking jacked.
I'd give that to him.
Yeah. I reckon he'd give
Finish
you
him.
Oh, you gets.
No, it's a Aliyukin. Aliyukin.
Oh, Aliukin.
We need to put that on the soundboard.
that'd be a good
yes,
one.
yes.
Aliyukin.
Because you know when someone's like, I body bagged you, that you just Aliyukin.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Okay.
Let's make sure we put some Street Fighter on here.
All right. Well, that wraps up my social media rock stars. Do you have any that might have caught your attention? I know we briefly shouted one out earlier.
Yeah, no, I think Joey Wild's been doing some good stuff.
Yes.
Joey Wild, when the Olympics was on, you saw that one where he
Brought the hats out of the bag.
no.
He's I'm a man of many hats. That one was
Oh,
pretty
that
good.
was that was good. Yeah, he's doing some good stuff. Actually,
Yeah.
I actually literally wrote him that message. You're doing some good content at the moment. No, the Olympic one was how the hell pickleball isn't an Olympic sport when you've got all these other sports. So
Oh.
like he really pulled apart in a brilliant way, like the show jumping on the horses.
Yep.
Like I think one of his lines was like, the athlete isn't even doing the work. The horse is doing all the work.
Fair
How the hell is this
statement.
a sport? Like the horse should get a medal, which I thought was brilliant. So hats off to Joey Wild.
He's a thinker. I like that. Now on to trivia. Trivia.
Oh,
Everyone loves a good trivia question. And Adam, my friend,
okay.
your trivia
Bingo.
question is, as of 2024, Which actor made the most money in the year of 2024? Actor or actress, however you want to say it.
Oh, the year's not over yet. Which actor? Is this just another way to wheeze? No, she wouldn't get it, would she? Sydney Sweeney. No, not going there. I didn't say that.
No, you did. Under your breath.
I'm going to say. I actually don't even watch movies, man. That's really sad.
Can I give you a hint?
Okay, The Rock.
No. I haven't seen him out in a movie this year, really, to be honest.
Okay,
Maybe Fast and Furious or something.
no.
This actor got a big paycheck from Netflix.
So male.
Potentially.
Okay, you would have said actress.
Yep.
Let's do some clues. Big paycheck from Netflix.
He has already done a few movies on Netflix and is about to release another movie on Netflix that we spoke about before.
I wasn't actively listening. I was only hearing. Nah, you got me.
Adam Sandler.
Oh, he's doing the Gilmore remake.
$73 million he's made this year so far.
What?
Yeah.
From making movies or royalties?
Don't ask me follow-up questions.
Yeah.
I just get
Because he
trivia
did all
questions.
those. He did all those bad ones with Disney, and
Yeah. And
they were payday ones.
plus, he did a movie with his family. I think it was like The Bar Mitzvah on Netflix. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. That one was hyped up. I thought you would have got that
Yeah,
one.
sorry, I even had the same first name.
All right. This is a two-parter. Most Instagram followers. Who has the most Instagram followers as an athlete, and who has it as a actor, actress, singer, blah, blah, blah. Let's start with the athlete.
Messi,
He's second.
Ronaldo.
Yes, 640 million followers.
cray,
That's
hey.
like we're getting there with this Slam Jam. We just we're a fraction of that.
And then it was,
Actor, actress, singer.
have to do The Rock.
He's up there. He's number 8.
So I reckon it's Beyonce.
Nope, it's someone I wouldn't have got either.
Are they Indian?
Nope.
Because Bollywood's
Yeah,
huge.
that's up there.
Billie Eilish,
Nope.
Katy Perry.
Nope. She is dating a producer, and she might have had.
Madonna.
Nope. She might have had some fever for the Bieber.
Not his current wife. Oh, who the hell? No, Fever.
Selena Gomez.
Oh,
Who would have
really?
thought? Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
Taylor Swift would have been there.
I wouldn't have thought. What's she done recently?
I don't-
Does she play pickleball?
Probably.
Everyone plays pickleball.
She should.
Does she still play pickleball since her first try though? That's to me playing pickleball, right?
And that is all the trivia questions I got. And that is
Done and dusted.
probably our time.
That is our time, mate. 17th to 20th of October, Vietnam, MLP, PPA. Colin Kugler, thank you so much for joining me.
Absolutely. And just quickly, Slam Jam, December 7th, December 8th. Be on the lookout. Link in the bio. We really need to get Mike Newell to get on that Swish account and get our tournament up and accepting registrations as soon as possible.
And now we got this outro to play out, mate. It's been a
Bam.
pleasure.
How good.
It's been a pleasure. And let's make sure we get some of those Street Fighter sound bits, eh?
We'll be adding a few different sound bits on there. And anyone listening, if you want to add a sound bit, write to us. We would love to add whatever you guys want on this little board.
Let us know, guys. Take care. We'll be speaking to you again soon.